There's a story in the murmur of ancient rivers and the lapping of age-old seas, a tale as rhythmic and enchanting as the water itself. It starts with a young man shrouded in pre-dawn darkness, casting his fisherman's net into the serene and mighty Congo River. Unbeknown to him, this day would change the course of his life forever. Savvy and diligent, the young man detected a peculiar form tangled in the gloom of early dawn. His catch was not the colossal fish sought after in the inky deep, but instead a sight so mesmerizing that it froze him in disbelief. His intuitive eyes betrayed him, showing a creature dizzyingly surreal, a woman, upper body naked and glistening, with a lower body shimmering with a tail that was the embodiment of scores of lost fish. Reality tectonically shifted beneath him as local legends came hurtling into life. With bated breath and a pounding heart, he realizes that he was face to face with the mythical aquatic goddess Mami Wata. Veins pulsating with vivid bewilderment, he sank into the realization that he was interacting with an entity touched by divine virtue. This ethereal mermaid, a deity of the water, captivated him with her outworldly and otherworldly beauty, dark, mystical, and unfathomable. His life as a humble fisherman was yanked from ordinariness into the midst of myth and magic. Abducted into Mami Wata's liquid domain, his existence was overpowered by complex emotions. Mimicking humanity's tormenting wrestle, the allure and anxiety of his encounter steered his view of the world away from the known reality and into the labyrinth of evocative myths and fables. Even as fear gnawed at the edges of his rationality, fascination held him tightly shackled. A magnetic duality emerged in his mind, reflecting African culture's fearful yet irresistibly alluring perception of these mermaids, stewards of mystery in the ever-churning seas. Mermaids in African cultures are like captivating contradictions. They are like sirens, tempting us into their enchanting and mysterious world, while also being the guardian spirits of the waters, the source of life. They reflect the duality within us. Stories of Mami Wata, the divine yet perilous seductress, and Yemoja, the nurturing Yoruba deity, mirror this fascinating conflict between our curiosity and our fear of the unknown. One, layered duality, Yemoja and Mami Wata. Exploring the rich world of African aquatic legends, let's focus on Yemoja, a water deity in a Yoruba culture. Yemoja embodies caring and compassion, a contrast to the intriguing yet sometimes perilous Mami Wata. Yemoja holds a special place in the shared stories that travel from West Africa to the New World, a testament to our human desire for belonging and protection. In Bahia, Brazil, Yemoja takes a motherly role along with 4 other Iyabas, who are also maternal deities like Oshun, Oba, and Oya from West African traditions. One unique figure among them is Nana, not well known in West Africa but regarded as a wise and ancient maternal figure in Bahia, often seen as the co-wife of Obatala alongside Yemoja. The roles of these deities are flexible, adapting to changing social views and needs. Together, Yemoja and Nana represent a nurturing water mother, contrasting with the mysterious allure of Mami Wata. Mami Wata symbolizes the unexplored aspects of our inner self. Just like the enigmatic depths of water bodies, her seductive nature can be deceiving, as Yemoja represents the comforting shallows that support life. Together they prompt a deep conversation of our existence, teetering between curiosity and comfort, exploration and safety. Water symbolically mirrors our consciousness with its profound depths, reflecting the ebb and flow of our thoughts and experiences. The sirens and sea creatures in these waters signify different aspects of our emotions. On one side, there is a raw curiosity that leads us into the unknown abyss, and on the other, a protective instinct that aims to preserve and safeguard. In essence, Mami Wata and Yemoja show the duality that exists within all of us. This duality leads to a captivating understanding of water symbols and their mythological beings. It's a dance between the fascinating, mysterious depths and the comforting, familiar shallows that mirror our journey, mapping our intricate psyche, one ripple at a time. Two, water, mirrors of us, realm of the unknown. Water, a life-sustaining force, is prismatic in its essence. It signifies both nurturing and destruction, embodying a mystical duality that mirrors our existence. Mermaids, serpents, water spirits, these beings from our folklore are symbolic manifestations of us. They represent our entrancement and dread, projected upon the water's surface, moving along with its tranquil ripples or tumultuous currents. Water's silent depth mimics the convoluted abyss with our psyche, a realm vast and foreboding. It showcases a spectrum of reality, comforting alongside threatening, a parallel stream to the course of human life marked by highs and lows. The water creatures we fear or revere are simply reflections of our own wonders, magnified by the water's translucence. Cultural taboos as observed in Zimbabwe and Southern Africa's rich spiritual heritage highlight our inherent contradictions concerning water bodies. They paint a picture of our collective and often paradoxical dance through life. A dance that renders us simultaneously mesmerized and cautious. These taboos protect sacred waters from eager infiltration, encouraging us to deliberate before plunging into the unknown that lies beneath. Yet the allure persists. Our mutual fear and fascination with water spirits mirrors our human quest, a balance between taking calculated risks and keeping our instinctual fear intact. Respecting these age-old customs reflect our consciousness that an imbalance can trigger chaos both within and outside. Adhering to these practices keep us anchored and nature balanced, and reinforces the value of thoughtful actions. It reminds us too that when stepping into watery domains, we are essentially journeying into the depths of our own being. In essence, water is a physical manifestation of a realm more profound, the collective human conscience. From its serene surface to its mysterious depths, every ripple and every wave compares to a stream of thought and its various emotional and spiritual experiences in our cosmic journey. As we hear a far-off siren or gaze into the still pool, we are witnessing our psyche's reflection, a testament of submerged human complexities. Our fascination with water and its ethereal entities stems from an ancestral pull towards the obscure. We strive to comprehend the infinite, decipher the mystical, and unmask our authentic selves, even in the face of the enigmatic and daunting water abyss. Water, the majestic mirror of our existence, binds us into its dance, a fascinating waltz, promising enlightenment yet threatening oblivion, serenely echoing the essence of our very existence within its eternal ebb and flow. Three, water spirits, nurturers and announcers of fertility. Beyond the dual realm of godly seductresses and nurturing entities resurface in Zulu and Shona cultures as enigmatic water spirits. These intriguing entities continue to blur the boundary between human curiosity and foreboding apprehension, intriguingly playing dual roles of mystical sirens and divine guardians. Born of the heavenly princess Inkosazana, as per Zulu folklore, mermaids manifest transformative powers. Assuming varied forms, they represent not only the enchantment of the mermaid and the light grace of the snake, but also promise rebirth and renewal, like the rainbow and soft rain. When darkness drapes over the horizon, these remarkable creatures, accompanied by their aquatic cohorts, emerge from the depths, reinforcing the aura of the mystique surrounding water bodies and people's hesitation to trespass their domain. The Shona communities bestow mermaids, or Njuzu in local parlance, with transformative powers too. Moored between the human and non-human realms, these mystical beings venture beyond folklore to permeate daily life, said to possess certain healers with unique curative abilities. The Shona community's reverence of these water spirits reveals another layer in the tapestry of water spirits and mermaids. The Njuzu, closely interconnected with rain-bringing serpents, find prominence in water shrines. Their sacred arenas at Matonjeni Cave and the Nyamakati Pool Shrine to Dzivaguru form epicenters for rain-making rituals, bestowing these mermaids, protectors of water, a crucial role in agricultural prosperity and survivability in the very fabric of life. The Zulu divine princess Inkosazana often crystallizes into the form of cedar of rains, nurturing not only plants but also human lives with her gift of fertility, mirroring the life-bearing aspect of water. Maidens beseech her guidance annually, praying for kindness and wisdom in selecting respective life partners. Simply put, water manifests in the folklore as an entity beyond the physical, an elemental force embodying everything from paradoxical law to the unnerving dread, healing powers to life-enriching fertility. Water for African societies is the fertile ground in which spirituality thrives. Its aquatic guardians, amid their enchanting doom and benevolent protection, mirror our own lives, layered, compelling, and as profoundly diverse as the murals of existence. Four, the enigma of the deep. Whether with Mami Wata's enticing charms or nurturing spirit of Yemoja, there is an enchanting rhythm bridging these ethereal beings and mermaids. The enigma exists, engaging us in a metaphysical dance that interlaces the enchantment of folk tales with a divine profundity that is challenging to ignore. Our quest for understanding creates ripples, stirring the still waters, further enthralling us into the depths of this aquatic mythology. Mermaids, with their humanoid charm and aquatic mystery, stand at this thin intersection of allure and fear. Imagining Mami Wata with a coiled snake around her neck underscores her power over chaos and her untamed nature. On the other hand, Yemoja embodies providence and divine care, symbolized by her being a mother figure who births all fishes of the waters, therefore bringing order from apparent chaos. Their existence presents a beautiful confluence of paradoxes. They are creatures of immense serenity, residing amidst tumultuous currents, bearers of both creation and destruction, giving birth to a unique cosmic dance, thriving in its dualities. This enigma is well illustrated in the Mbenga tribe folklore. The Njengu, mermaid-like beings, bring good fortune and cure diseases, yet they live in chaotic, tumultuous waters. Further into the tale, we meet a fisherman lost in the jungle-led whirlpool of an enigma, emerging only to be graced with abundant catch and newfound wisdom about the depth and distance within his existence. As listeners or readers of these folk tales, we find ourselves challenged by these complex personalities swirling in the pandemonium of deep waters. Herein, water, the foremost symbol of life, seems both nurturing and intimidating with its opaque depths. Diving into the world of these entities means accepting the storm of chaos as a part of life's journey, an enchanting dance indeed, inviting us to trust the rhythm of waves, the fury of hurricanes, the silent tease of ebbs, and the reassuring return of flows. To navigate through this font of existence, the mermaid myth comes full circle, entrapping us in an enigmatic dance, almost as though the mermaid's tail had coiled around our senses, guiding us into the untamed oceanic labyrinth. It is not the resolution we seek in these tales, but the journey within the aquatic enigma, our knowledge deepening with each descending bubble, enlightenment encoded with rhythmic whispers of the deep. Five, awakening the depth of consciousness. Delving deep into the abyss, Mermaid myths incite us to introspect the conflict between our need for autonomy and our natural instinct to surrender to a greater force. They ask us to confront our deepest fears and witness the sunlight refracting through our magnified vulnerabilities. Just as the young fisherman faced the unknown, we are invited to inspect the eddies of our uncaptured thoughts and emotions. Therein lies the pivotal balance, one where autonomy and surrender, individuality and belonging, seamlessness and disruption elusively dance within the confines of our courtship with the unknown. Mermaid myths entrenched in symbolisms serve as a vessel for navigating these distressingly conflicting currents of our existence. Consider the tale of Jengu, the mermaid spirit highly esteemed by the Sawa ethnic groups, particularly those of the Juala and Bakweri of Cameroon. Presumed to live in rivers and seas, Jengu serve as intermediaries between humans and the divine waterfall spirits, bringing healing, good fortune, and prosperity. But these benefits do not come without a price. A calculated surrender, a yielding to the larger, unknown spiritual forces that govern the course of life. This is mirrored too in the Njuzu, mermaids of Shona people. We inadvertently discerned deeper into our psyche by delving into the folds of such narrative symbolism. The interplay between acquiescing to Njengu and maintaining self-autonomy becomes an allegorical interpretation of our daily existential struggles. It ceaselessly invites us to question how much of ourselves can we autonomously claim and how much do we surrender, acknowledging that we are specks within the much larger cosmic tapestry. Thus, the deeper we swim in these mythological oceans, the more pronounced the revelation that our external world is intricately woven within our internal landscape. The tension between autonomy and our instinct to surrender may seem like audaciously conflicting undercurrents, yet is through navigating this immutable tension that we glimpse into the philosophical depth of our humanity, a capacity for expansion tempered by humility to the larger, untamed forces of life. Unfolding this depth, we discover that we are much like mermaids, creatures perpetually basking in the tension between two worlds, reconciling the confrontation between fear-induced constraints and a desire-induced liberation. These narratives thus teach us the power of the dance, the flexible sway between the confines of existential fear and fascination, the potency of resilience within the eddies of untamed psychic oceans. Resolution: swimming against the current of ignorance. So, behind the fascinating tales of mermaids, we find maps for navigating life's challenges. Mermaids serve as bridges, linking us to deep truths within us, the common threads that unite us as a species. They reflect, like a stormy sea, the clashes we face within our minds. Take the Nigerian folklore of Yemoja, the river goddess. She's seen as a caring mother figure, but also rules a world humans cannot access, the deep. mysterious world beneath the water's surface. Yemoja's story thus acts like a mirror, reflecting our caring side and our ongoing concern with the unknown. As we keep asking questions and seeking answers, gradually moving against the current of what we don't know, we discover something powerful. The contrast we see in these mermaids show us a truth about ourselves. We are all drawn to what is safe and familiar, but we are also called to confront and explore what scares us. By engaging with the stories of African mermaids, we don't just appreciate great narratives. The stories provoke thought on deeper levels. They throw us back on ourselves, driving us to reflect on our fears and curiosities. Thus, reflection leads to incredible revelations. We can face our fears of the unknown and come out on the other side, understanding ourselves and our world a little bit more. Conclusion. Thus our voyage ends, afloat with our thoughts, ship anchored in the realm of African mermaid mythology, still echoing with the splash of the fisherman's desperate struggles and the siren call of the mermaids deep in the abyss of our reflections. As we gaze back upon the pathless ocean wherein we sailed, we become cognizant of the therapeutic role the exploration played, a continent-spanning narrative that instructed us on how to navigate the depths and currents of human consciousness. We began with a fisherman's fortuity and found ourselves venturing deeper into our minds than we had perhaps originally thought possible. We wrestled with the mermaid myths, their ethereal existence drawing us down into psychological depths, even as their intriguing folklore buoyed us up on fascinating curiosity. We surfaced with a newfound comprehension and irrefutable revelation at the forefront. Our mortal existence is perpetually poised on the border between the grounding fear of the world we think we know and the awe-inspiring draw of the deified unknown. Yet it is in this constant contemplative oscillation that we find the heartbeat of our humanity. Therein lies the eternal dance of the human condition, filled with anxiety about the known world and the curiosity of going further into what lies beneath the water's surface or the subconscious. This realization offers us the courage to plunge into our internal abyss whenever life pushes us away from the known shore. So, while the waters ahead can seem either enchanting or intimidating, the lessons from these mermaid mythologies become our lighthouse amidst the chaos, a beacon of wisdom that illuminates our path towards deeper self-realization, acting as a compass as we venture further into our internal explorations, armed with the understanding and revelations from our voyage. Let's dare to plunge fearlessly into the deep, break the surface of our conscious fears, and navigate the depth of our entrancingly enigmatic minds, becoming more adept dancers to the eternal and mysterious rhythm of existence. This is the House of Horrors. Join me again next time. Signing out.